but we're also very relatable in the sense where we're comfortable being introverts, but we can be extroverts, right? And I follow this woman. She's a great business person. Her name is Carrie Sanchez. I just follow her on YouTube, and she talks about how like I don't give a shit if you're an introvert, you're an extrovert. These are the things that you have to do in business, and it's like you can't use that excuse anymore. Oh, I'm an introvert, so I can't do this. Or it's like no, you. These are the things that you have to do
Hmm.
to, I guess, make it for yourself, right? If you want
Yeah.
to have a business, I mean, you can always hire people, but who the hell can do that, especially when they're starting out? You got to be your own spokesperson. I guess now AI can be a spokesperson for you, but that's more challenging than just opening up your mouth and talking, right?
Yeah, it still requires an extroverted mind to kind of teach the AI, right? You,
Absolutely.
I find
yeah,
that being an introvert and extrovert is it's like an engine. You can turn it on and off whenever you want to, right? So but obviously there are ways that you can do to train yourselves to be like more of an extroverted person. I'm naturally more introverted. I like to be by myself and all that stuff. But from
Mhm.
time to time, I have to step out of my comfort zone in order to do certain things that I don't like to do, right? And when you do it more often, it becomes more natural, like doing like the podcast. Initially I'm like, do I want to do it? Mm-mm. And then eventually, after, now we're into what, how many episodes, like 5 or 6, and it feels like more natural, and it feels like I stepped out of my comfort zone in that sense.
but wasn't the podcast, or wasn't it your idea though? Like,
It was, yes. And it was one of the things that I kind of like forced upon myself in order to step out of my comfort zone. And
Mhm.
yeah, but that's what you just got to train yourself to kind of turn it on and off whenever you want to. So
so where are
Absolutely.
you introverted though, Debbie? Like,
I
in what
do like,
ways?
yeah, I mean, I like to, like, my favorite time is just like sitting and creating and writing or doing something that's not involved speaking to anybody. um, and I have a rule that I don't talk on Mondays.
The whole entire day? Like a monk? Like that kind of not talking?
Yeah, I find that Mondays I can get so much work done. So there's no phone calls, there's no interviews, there's no like videos that I'm even shooting
Right.
because that's not the day for it. It's just a quiet day where I just keep my head down, get
Mm.
stuff done. Because the thing is, like, once I speak or do something for like 45 minutes, an hour, that involves speaking, then I tend to get a little tired after that, and I have to kind of, control that and maintain that somehow.
Yeah, it
So,
used to be for me to do anything like this, or even like what, any type of longer video or training, that yeah, the whole day would be shot after that.
yeah,
I wouldn't be doing anything, just and
I'm
now I
still in that
sort of
phase.
can do, I can do some work after. Sorry?
yeah,
I said I'm still in that phase. Like after this, I probably won't do anything. I'm just gonna go to
yeah.
sleep.
And now,
Yeah.
like the webinars, like I used to do live webinars once a week, and the like live where you kind of
Oh,
record stuff and play it. I'm like, I'm doing a webinar, but you're not really doing it. That's been such a game changer.
yeah. So how do you, like, because you talked about like Mondays are a quiet day or an
Mhm.
inside your mind day and a finger day, but how do you divide up the rest of it, like your week, to like, are there strategies you use to stay more productive, or to make sure you have more time to do the things you want, whatever your priorities are?
Yeah, I mean, usually if I have a project going on, I like to spend about an hour a day of zoning in on that project. I tend to not like to rush projects, so I don't like to say, oh, I'm building this and it's going to be ready next week. I give myself enough time. But I also feel like sometimes I could push myself more and get stuff done quicker. But that, there's no reason for me to rush anymore, which is nice.
Yeah, it's working for you. But when you
Yeah,
say like you give yourself more time, do you still like give yourself a deadline, but you just give yourself a longer one, or do you sort of leave
yeah.
it open-ended? Okay.
It's kind of a longer deadline and a realistic one too. Uh, One of the things that I just hate doing is rushing through anything, and there's just no point to it.